Today, we are covering everything, including my final thoughts, a spoiler for review, and as well any Easter eggs that I found pertaining to the 80s to be exact, especially one that really, damn, it really hit my heartstrings, and you're going to see me tear up. I mean, seriously, stay to the end when I go to my final thoughts, and you'll see me tear up. But with that being said, let's get started. How do you do, G-Pod crew? It's your Nutty Buddy Putty here, and today we're going to be talking about Stranger Things, well, 4, but part 2. Now, I did do a full breakdown. It was actually a really long one that actually interrupted my whole day, because it was long. The last part was literally extremely long, but I'll be honest with you. I feel that that first part ended things properly, and then the second part was set up so nicely to give us time to breathe and really absorb the characters that come along. Understand that part 2, it really does hit hard, and I don't know how it's going to feel for people that actually watch it straight through, because right now with episode 8 and 9 out, it feels like it's complete, but watching it in segments as I did really does bring a different aspect when it comes to the show. Kind of like I was seeing kind of 2 seasons, but then at the same time, based on just as a whole, how things are going to be, kind of makes it wonder if it's going to feel the same way when we go into yet another season. This is one of those series that it does feel like it might have been tacked on, like this was never planned. But even though it was tacked on, it did a beautiful job of tacking them on. I will say there are some things that I do have a little bit of bickering to do, only because I feel that it's kind of like holding on tight and don't want to let go of things, if that makes sense. So I really did enjoy this season. Whether or not it's really my top season, it's good. It's definitely, I think for me, it hits more towards the feelsies, if that makes sense. Like more of how I feel towards nostalgia, towards characters, things of that nature. And prior to me recording this, I did a whole live stream of the countdown, and I was already kind of like, it's been a late night, it's been long, and so, and by the way, for those that were here for the live stream and I tried to make the review there, unfortunately it did not work out properly, so I had to re-record, so I do apologize for that inconvenience of not showing that. But if you want to see how I recorded that, it's on the live stream, so go check out the second part of my live stream from earlier, from that day, anyway, whenever you're looking at this review. But the point I want to say is I really did thoroughly enjoy this. Whether it's the best one, I don't know, it's much bigger than it is much bigger than it needs to be, I think. But I also think that it's going to be one of those things that's going to be hard to, what's the word I'm looking for, to comprehend where it's going next, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm giving it a positive review, nothing really negative. I do feel other seasons are lacking compared to how good this one is, but then there are better seasons, so it's right there in the middle, if that makes sense. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and throw in some Easter eggs that I've already recorded, show those to you, let you absorb those, and then give you my final thoughts, and the final thoughts will be spoilers. So understand, if you're not wanting to get spoiled for Stranger Things Season 4 Part 2, or just Stranger Things 4 Season 4, or Stranger Things in general, I would say this is the best time to stop the video, and then we'll come back, or you can come back and talk to me when it's done. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the Easter eggs, or my thoughts in some of the spoilery parts of the video. And then we'll skip to the end and talk to about my final thoughts. Now, the first thing I want to go ahead and bring up is this aberration here. Now, based on watching Stranger Things, of course, and you may not remember, I think this is actually the Mind Flayer. Now, if you remember, the mind, or piece of the Mind Flayer, because the Mind Flayer, remember, is like a shadowy creature, and we did see some of this encounter Will, if you remember from season 2, I think it was. So I think that's what we're dealing with here, is a piece of the Mind Flayer. They were able to contain it, and it's just going crazy because it wants to get back to its former self full. And again, I could be wrong, but again, that's what my thoughts are when it comes to this creature. So in case you haven't picked up on it, and we clearly knew at the beginning of, well, actually, we might have known last season, to be honest with you, because we had the conversation within the community, that Will here, when he's talking about 11, about Mike, 11 needing Mike, he's not referring to 11. He's calling himself 11. He needs Mike, whether it be as a friend or more. I see intentions of more. Like, he has a crush on Mike, and he knows he can't have him because of his connection to Elle, and just in general that he's gay and Mike is not. This is what Will is struggling with right now. It might not even be him being homosexual or anything like that. It might be just he wants him to stay a friend. That's why they keep talking about the D&D and everything. He loves him and wants to keep him in his life, but it feels like it's more of a love relationship than just losing a friend, but I could be wrong. I don't know where they're going, but the way Will is, it really definitely feels like it. And you could tell that when he was speaking about Elle here too, Mike, he wasn't talking about Elle. He was talking about himself, clearly. So if you remember from part 1 of Stranger Things Season 4, there was a reference to Michael Myers. Well, we have it again, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually the mask of Michael Myers from the Halloween movie series. And another great thing about this as well is that a lot of people don't know that the Michael Myers mask is actually a turned inside out mask of William Shatner, aka Captain James T. Kirk. Anyway, guys. Yes, that is a Michael Myers mask. So when he said, "Do you have a mask?" and she's like, kind of rolls her eyes, because remember, she actually referenced Michael Myers in the first part of season 4. So nice little Easter egg, so to say. Now, for those unaware, which a lot of people that are, or a lot of kids that watch the show that are pretty young, you'll notice Vicky here dressed in a very, 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 well, for you guys, probably not understandable look. But for a lot of us 80s kids, we definitely know what we're seeing here. What Vicky is dressed as Molly Ringwald from 16 Candles. You'll see she actually has a lot of that same look. The red hair, the hat. I think this jacket, I've even seen Molly Ringwald wear before too, but it's a very, very much a Molly Ringwald look to her thing. So, that makes sense to why maybe Robin has such a crush on her, because she definitely has that look that a lot of people loved about Molly Ringwald in the 80s. So I just thought I'd point that out to you if you're not familiar with the 80s. Right, let's continue. So I've literally not had any Easter eggs. Literally no Easter eggs to point out now, and we're 48 minutes into a 2.5 hour episode. Then Eddie brings out the guitar, and this may not be an Easter egg or big deal to you, but that song he's playing is Metallica's Master of Puppets. That is one of those songs I grew up on. That if you listen to the songs like this back when I was a kid, it was like no one would no one was would you're like, oh, they think you're with the devil, things of that nature. Like, Metallica was the go-to N2 badass band that before Enter Sandman, things of that nature, before the Black Album, basically, they were the underground hits. Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets. These were huge albums, and to hear Master. Oh my God! So yeah, we're about to hear if you're watching this, go back, listen to the music in Stranger Things is just amazing. We literally had Journey earlier, and now we got Metallica, and this is about to like Eddie just became like the badass that I never thought he would be. Like, this is gonna be cool. Like, as soon as I heard the riff, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. So I have no idea. I've not seen. I literally paused as soon as I heard him start playing strumming Master of Puppets, and I was like, I gotta record it. But if I only get one Easter egg from this episode, I have to state how much Master of Puppets is a freaking epic. Fucking epic. Fucking, I'm cussing. Fucking epic. Love it. Now, this one I'm glad to see, and it actually is to my own heart. So, for a lot of people that don't know, my aunt used to read to me Stephen King books before she passed away. And, so what it was she would read me, that's why I got into it, The Stand, books of that nature. And, this was never turned into a movie, but there was a book called The Talisman. And The Talisman is about a man that actually goes from one parallel universe to another to get um, a talisman that would save his mother's life, and he has to go through another parallel universe to get there, which really brings to the point what exactly he's reading, because of it being two parallel worlds in this. So this hits a little more home because of it was one of those books that never got turned into a movie that I remember getting from my aunt when she passed away. Um, so seeing this kind of brought up some memories, good, but some bad ones too. And it's funny how probably this is gonna be the last Easter egg in the video, so maybe it was proper if this gets thrown in there. But the show has really hit some deep cuts for me. You know, Weird Al, that kind of thing in the past, so on and so forth. But this one hits deep. So I just had to make sure that I say something about it. And here we are. We finally have what seems to be an open-ended, no, actually not really open-ended, but a very tight ending to what is to be probably the biggest reveal of a huge battle, I guess you could say. Here's my thing with the situation. First and foremost, that last Easter egg that I'd point out there with the Stephen King book really hit my heartstrings. And I've had a little time to watch the rest of it and take a moment to record my actual first review thoughts. And now that we're at the final breakdown and you guys have had the Easter eggs, and now I can actually speak openly about it. I've already been told that season 5 will be the last season. It's 5 seasons. It'll end there. It'll be a complete story. So it does look like the next season is just going to be like the Avengers, I guess. Like, they're all going to go into an epic battle. Like, Mike is going to be the heart, as they said, and fight in the battle. And she's going to be the catalyst, the superhero that they need. The problem I see is you know, we're looking at kids that are now adults. They haven't really been trained in battle. They had to fight. They had to do things like that. But with the creatures that are coming into play, I mean, we do have Hopper, things of that nature. I just don't know where it's going to go as far as epic proportion. Because are we just going to have them all be warriors fighting in a battle against the upside down as now in the right side up, if you want to look at it that way? But we are looking at what seems to be an epic battle for season 5. When season 5 comes out, it's going to be like, you know, the doors fly open. I know a lot of live streams are going to happen. A lot of people are going to be, because literally the servers for Netflix like broke down when everyone got on at 3 a.m. It was bad. I mean, you can go back and look at my streams. I streamed twice, but if you look at the second stream, it was bad. Like the floodgates just flew open when it came to everyone just wanting to be there. And so it is a very popular series to take in, and I did really enjoy it. The things I have problems with is they don't want to kill off main characters. Like, we do have, like, they're adding more than they're taking away. Like, Argyle is now I guess, main character. I'm not sure if Argyle is. I mean, how does that work now? Are they all moving? Are they going to move back to California? Is Argyle just going to relocate his life and move there with them? Or is Argyle just no longer like, oh, we're friends, but I'm gone now, bye? Like there's Susie as well. She's kind of part of the group, but she's far off. And is Dustin still with her? Like, what's the situation? There's so many plot holes that might be fixed in the last season. But at the same time, if that means everyone's going to relocate, everyone had established life. But Hopper's back, so of course 11's going to be with Hopper, which means that as Will and Jonathan and the Byers family basically going to stay back in California, or they moving back to Hawkins. Like, what's the scenario in all this is what I'm saying, because 11 and Will did have school in California. So there's a lot of things I'm wondering how they're going to fill it in when it comes to next season. I mean, these kids are going to get older, and they're not going to have to live with their parents either. Like, there's a lot of things I'm curious on how they're going to do this. So I am eager to find out. But we do probably have about a year before that even happens, and they might even do the same thing. They might split it up into two separate things just so you keep it in Netflix account. You know what I mean? But with that being said, guys, I didn't thoroughly enjoy this. I did have moments of teariness, and I do believe that they're doing a good job. And I'm glad that they're actually saying, listen, we're just going to end it at season 5, because I felt like it's going to be one of those self-absorbed, we need to do more. Like, Netflix is going to, like, oh, we need to do more. Like, what else can you do outside of becoming a superhero show? I don't know. But, guys, I want to thank y'all for watching. It's been appreciative to do this review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well, and hopefully you guys enjoyed part 2 as well. And as always, I'm Putty with the G-Pod crew, and you know what we do. Reviews of Stranger Things, too. And many other things, Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.